guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it as always. Today we're going to be talking all about the brand spanking new Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette. I received this in the mail a couple of days ago. I did buy it myself and I have lots of thoughts. When I bought this palette, I figured that it was going to sell out quite quickly. I think I went in around 12 p.m. Central Standard Time and it launched at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, so it's like right around launch time on October 25th. And whenever I received it, which wasn't until late last week, I was kind of worried that my review would be kind of a drop in the bucket at this point because so many people have put their reviews out there and, you know, it's getting glowing rave reviews. And I was talking to my friend the other day, just casually telling him what I thought about the palette. And he asked me if I was going to review it, and I was like, you know, I don't know. I mean, so many people have their opinions out there, and it just wouldn't be very valuable. And he was like, you need to review it. You have interesting thoughts. Put it out there and see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be giving y'all the price breakdowns, how it compares to other brands and that type of thing, all the like technical stuff. And then I'm going to go into the full review. And I just want to say a quick disclaimer. I am not a pleasure basher, but whenever I think of an honest review, you have to weigh in the good and the bad. Sometimes that hurts people's feelings. That is not my intention. With that being said, I am a subscriber of Tati. She seems like a very nice person. Anything I say in this video is not personal. I am a big fan of her Halo Beauty line. I use it religiously. It is fantastic. I have Hashimoto's disease with hypothyroidism, and I find that it really helps my hair, nails, skin, and whatnot. So anything that I say in this video is not bashing her. I am just giving y'all, which are my subscribers, which is who I am loyal to, my 100% honest opinion. But with all that being said, if y'all are interested in hearing my thoughts on the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette, then buckle up and keep on watching. So really quickly, I just want to go ahead and get the nitty gritty out of the way. I'm sure y'all have already seen this 100 times already in other people's videos, but I want to say it for the people who haven't. So this is what the unit carton looks like. And whenever you push the carton out, this is what the palette looks like. And actually, a lot of people have mentioned how weighted and nice this feels, and I will agree with that. It is very weighted. It is very nice. It's not like a Morphe palette or anything like that. This is a Morphe palette compared to the Tati Beauty, so it is quite a bit smaller, but that's just for y'all's reference. This one is very light and fragile feeling, whereas the Tati Beauty one feels very luxe and heavy. Whenever you open it up, this is what the inside looks like. So it has this little sheet protector that goes over there. It's got a really nice mirror. Everybody keeps on going on and on about the mirror. To be honest with y'all, most of the eyeshadow palettes that I have and other palettes have good quality mirrors. So that is a given. I don't think that it should be like something like a talking point about how wonderful it is. It's a mirror. It's nice. Let's move on. So when we start talking about the shades, the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette offers 18 shades at 4 different finishes. So it has matte finishes that go all the way across the bottom row, and then it has sequin finishes that go across the second. We'll talk about sequin finishes in just a few minutes. And then it has metallic that goes across the third, and then glitter that goes across the fourth. And when you break this down into a price comparison with other brands, it comes out to $2.66 for each shadow. It retails for $48. Whenever you compare that to a Jeffree Star palette, particularly the Blood Sugar palette, his comes out to $2.88. And then whenever you compare that to an ABH or Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm just going to take the Carly Bible one specifically because that one retails for $45. It is $3.21. So really and truly is very reasonable in price. They are made in America. So compared to other brands that are on the same kind of demographic, I would say that this one is a really good price. So right off the jump, we're going to go ahead and get the cons out of the way, just kind of like a band-aid, just rip it off and keep on moving. And that way we can end on a higher note. So the first thing that I'm not really pleased about this palette is that it has no return policy. And I was actually really surprised to see on their website that they didn't have a return policy. Even Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, which was a huge dumpster fire, had a return policy. I'm not even talking about after like the fuzz and all that stuff. I'm talking about originally when it launched, her brand launched, she had a return policy. I'm not exactly sure where it was or how long it was, but I remember seeing it with my own eyes. So it just makes me a little hesitant to recommend a palette that you can't return because of XYZ reason. If it makes you break out, if you just don't like the finishes, or whatever the reason, it should have a return policy. So the second thing that I learned that I really wasn't pleased about was that the glitters in this palette, so the whole top row of this palette, is not eye safe. So they did not use eye safe glitters. And I was talking to a friend the other day and he was like, is there even eye safe glitters? And I had to do some research, honestly. And yes, there are eye safe glitters. In fact, many brands use cosmetic grade eye safe glitters. And it all has something to do with the way that they're shaped and the materials they're made of. So non-cosmetic, a non-eye safe glitter usually has jagged edges and it's made with metal, sometimes aluminum pieces. Whereas cosmetic grade glitter and eye safe glitter is usually circular and it's made of some sort of a plastic like polyester, polyurethane. So whenever it does get into your eye, it softens and it doesn't injure. I'm also going to leave a link down in the description box below of an article that I read recently. It's from the blog It's Makeup Not Magic, and they really disclose the big differences between cosmetic grade glitter and eye safe glitter. So if you're interested in that, please check it out down in the description box. And for reference, just a few of the brands that do offer cosmetic eye safe glitter are Lit Cosmetics, NYX Cosmetics, not all their glitter, but some of their glitter. Check on their website as well as on their packaging. Makeup Forever, their Starlit glitters. Hourglass, Urban Decay, Heavy Metals, and Stila Glitter and Glow. The little like eyeshadow thingy-mabobbers. Those are also offer eye safe glitter. So they are out there, they do exist, and that is just to name a few. And then the final con that I wanted to mention, and I'm going to get off my high horse, is that the metallic shades, the sequin shades, the matte shades, and the glitter shades are all next to each other. So these sequin shades, which has a little micro flecks of glitter in them, do transfer over into the matte shade. So whenever you use the matte shade and you're not trying to get glitter, it transfers because these are very soft, they're very highly pigmented, and the glitter does fall out and you're going to get that transfer. And that might be something that you could care less about, but since I'm reviewing it, it's just something that I wanted to mention and something that other people might care about. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the pros, and I think the pros really outweigh the cons in this situation. The first thing I want to mention is how beautiful the formula is. So the matte shades, the sequin shades, and the metallic shades are all very nice. I do have preferences when it comes to these. The matte shades do blend out very nicely. They're very nicely pigmented. They are very buildable, so it's not like so much pigment where you've overdone it right away. Whenever you move on to the sequin shades, I think that's where this palette really does stand out. So the sequin shades are like a matte powder that has a suspending micro glitter. It is a very interesting formula. It's definitely not something you haven't seen before, but it's definitely something you haven't seen before that's been done well. They are very interesting. They have a lot of pigmentation, but they also hold the glitter. So you're not going to have a lot of fallout. It's not going to irritate your eyes the way a lot of like the bigger chunky glitter will. And it's something interesting for people who are over 40 who have creepier eyelids, who can't use metallic shades like these shades right here because it does accentuate the looser skin and the different types of texture that you have on your eyelids. This sequin formula is going to be great for people who have that problem. So it's going to give you a little bit of shine, but it's not going to accentuate the problem areas that you have on your upper and lower eyelids. So when we move up to the metallic shades, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not really impressed with the formula of the metallic shades. They're really pretty like in the palette, and when you swatch them out, they're very nice and creamy and very shiny. But whenever you put them on the eyelids, either with your finger or a wet brush or just a regular dry brush, it just leaves a lot. It needs something. I'm not really sure what that is, but it doesn't pack the punch that a lot of other metallic eyeshadows do. Maybe that was done on purpose. I'm not really sure. But whenever I see swatches of this, especially on Tati's body, I mean, it looks like it's so blinding and beautiful and vibrant. And whenever I use it on my own eyelids, it's just very muted and almost dull. And I was expecting a lot more when it came to the metallics. I haven't used the black metallic, so I can't tell you how that is. Once again, it swatches very nicely. It looks really pretty and beautiful. But the other ones that I have used, all of them, and they're all kind of the same. They really can't build them up with a brush. You can't wet the brush and make it build up any more than it already does. It just kind of is what it is. And I was a little underwhelmed when it came to these. So moving up to the final row, which is the glitters. The glitters are absolutely gorgeous. They swatch out nicely. They look really pretty on the skin. I'm not going to try them on the eyes because, once again, it's not eye safe glitter. That's not why I bought this palette. I bought it from here down. But if you're interested in buying a palette that has really beautiful, very well formulated glitters, this is going to be the one. The black is really beautiful. This shade right here is the most interesting color. Whenever you look at it in person, it looks like a champagne color, but it has micro flecks of blues and greens and pinks, and it just looks like twinkle Christmas lights. It's very, very interesting, quite unique. The first day that I saw this palette on Tati Beauty, they had launched it on their Instagram page. She started talking about it on her YouTube channel. I immediately thought this is a very beautiful palette. And I find that the colors that she chose in this palette is very attractive to lots of different skin tones. It's got really nice deep dark shades right here. This orangey shade is beautiful. I think that it's a very well-rounded, very thoughtful color palette for every type of skin tone. Even these colors right here will look great on darker skin tones. The orange would look fantastic on darker skin tones, especially a blush. As a makeup artist, using orange shade on dark skin for a blush was fantastic. I always loved the way that looked. So all in all, this palette is very beautiful. It's very, very pretty. It's very Sophia Loren or Raquel Welch or even like Linda Evangelista back in the day. It's all colors that they would have used. Very classic, warm, very beautiful colors, and I do appreciate that. So I just want to quickly show you the difference between the matte, the metallic, and the sequin. So whenever I swatch this shade, it's a really pretty chocolate brown. This is the matte shade in Ritual. And then I swatch the sequin shade and then the metallic shade. This is what the three look like. So this one is the matte, this one is the sequin, and this one is the metallic. And you can see the differences in particularly the sequin. It looks like it's wet. It's like a wet matte. Very, very interesting. I think that is geniusly done, to be honest. And whenever you swatch them out, the brown swatches out not so great, just being honest with you. But the sequin really does stand out very nicely, and the metallic swatches out very nicely as well. But the sequin, in my opinion, is the star of the show. It is a very interesting formula. It is just very well done. It's something that you don't see every day. I mean, just this shade right here, Aura, it is like this bright white cream color, but it has the most beautiful reflex to it. And it's just very interesting. It's shiny, but it's not. Very interesting in person, and I think people who are over 40 who have, like I said before, who have creepier eyelids or textured eyelids would get a lot of use out of this. So as I mentioned before, this palette retails for $48, and if you're going to use the glitters, metallics, the sequins, and the mattes, I think it is very much worth it. It is a very attractive palette. You're going to get a lot of sultry, sexy, very just attractive looking, flirty looks from it, and I think that's what people ultimately want. Is they want something that's going to make them feel pretty. They're going to make them feel beautiful and confident, and I think that Tati Beauty really did succeed in that. With that being said, if you're not interested in using the glitters and if you're not interested in using the metallics, then I would say probably steer clear from this palette. It's just not going to be economically worth it. You can get lots of dupes out there with the same types of colors. And if you don't have the money, if you're not interested in buying this palette, but you are interested in the colors, I did find some dupes for y'all. So with the Tati Beauty palette, I was able to dupe every single matte shade in here in one palette. And that was the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Matte 42 Color Eyeshadow Palette. All in all, this palette is very pretty. Like I said before, if you're not interested in the glitter at all, then I would definitely recommend you not purchasing this palette. But if you think that you're going to use all of the shades in here, if you are over 40 and you're interested in using something that will look good on someone who is over 40. If you have textured eyelids and whatnot, I think that the Tati Beauty is definitely worth a try. $48 is a lot of money, but you know, if it's something that's different, if it's something that's interesting, and it's something that's going to give you confidence throughout your day, it's very easily portable and travel friendly, I think that is worth a try in my opinion. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope y'all found it enjoyable, helpful, and informative. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I am covered in glitter right now. So I want to go like take a bath and get it off of me. I don't know if you can see it. It's just everywhere. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching. I always appreciate it. And I'll be seeing y'all very, very soon. Bye.